12, actually. Here's your first question. What tips do you have for the Year 12s with their upcoming exams?
Do you want to go, Sam, or me?
Nah, you go, Lou.
No, I was actually thinking back when I was in Year 12 and like exams and everything. My recommendation would be to keep your physical health intact. Like, I personally was a stress head. Like, I would just think I need all time into the one thing. But I quit netball in Year 12. Like, that brought me so much joy growing up and everything. But I just thought it was so much more hectic than what it was. And like, I thought, oh yeah, training 2 nights a week or doing this, I don't have time. I'm like, training's not till like 6:30. Like, technically from 4 till 6:30. Like, any study I do after that anyway, I'm just like gibberish. Like, I think, especially in lockdown, if everyone's cooped up at home, like, don't underestimate a good run or even a walk, fresh air, and just like, chill. I was a stress head, wasn't I, Scam?
Yeah, so, Lou got a bit stressed, but no, she was alright.
I didn't realise now until looking back, I'm like, I would literally do anything to do that again. Like, that's just, it's the best culture, so I'd hate for everyone to be like that.
Yeah, 100%. And you guys, like, at Xavier now, like, you're so well set up with stuff online and everything. Like, you can just jump on the Schoology, and Schoology, like, kind of just started when me and Luce were there. And you can jump on the Schoology and literally everything's there. So, like, your teachers are doing stuff for you to make it super easy. So, yeah, my advice would be similar to Luce. Just look after yourself. Make sure you're having a good balance. It's obviously a bit harder to catch up with friends and that sort of thing, but even just checking in, like, over text and that sort of thing, like me and Lou, like we spoke flat out, like through Year 12. We obviously had a fair bit to do with each other, but like just make but yeah, just make sure you're like there helping each other, and yeah, that'd be my advice. And not stress too much. You've got so much time to work out what you want to do, so it's good to go well, but it's not like the be all and end all. Yeah, that would be my advice, I reckon. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right.
Well,
so, kind of rolling on from that. Oh, sorry, I'm actually hotspotting, so my internet has just died, so hopefully this is recording properly. How did Xavier, do you think, like, prepared you for after school life?
Nice, good question. Do you want me to go, Luke?
Sure, here you go.
Yeah, all right. I don't know. Well, I'm studying teaching now, so like I obviously had a good, like an enjoyable experience at school. But yeah, I think maybe it's just one of those places where there's a lot based on like community and getting around people and that sort of thing, which I've loved throughout school. That was probably like my favourite thing through school. So, and once you get out obviously into the real world, there's lots of times where you're going to have to communicate and meet different people and that sort of thing. So I think the main thing that I got out of school was just getting along with people, no matter like if they were in your main friend group and that sort of thing, but just trying to make as many friends as possible and just have a good time, really. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, especially since I moved, because I'm in Melbourne now, and the people that I meet who went to school here, it just seems like such a different, like, culture. And I feel like Xavier more cared for, they had so much for every different types of groups of people. Like, it wasn't just, like, education. It's, like, things for all different types of group, like sport and, like, art and music and all of that. And I feel like the teachers really cared for the students' well-being as a whole, if that makes sense. It wasn't like I hear some people down here talk about how competitive school was and like, oh, it was all about your marks and this and this and this. I was like, our school wasn't like that. We were all kind of, like, sounds stupid, but we're like a family, really. Like, it's all, everyone gets along with everyone, and I don't know, I feel like the culture's better and they really want the best for you personally. I don't know, I've noticed that since being in Melbourne. Even I get people say sometimes, like at the cafe I work at, oh, you're just so bright and bubbly, or like your social skills. I'm like, oh, I'm from Albury, or blah, blah, blah. If they ask from where I'm from or whatever, if they ask what school I went to. And like, oh, that explains it. Like, I feel like it's that, that whole sort of vibe, like, is just, it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know exactly what you mean. And what are you both doing now? Just for those people that don't know, what are you both doing now? I know lots of people would have seen you at school, Jack. But you can still go if you want, and Luce as well.
Yeah, well, do you want to go first, Luce? Because, I'll go second, you go, Luke. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when I finished school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I've never had like a real passion for anything. Um, but I had a year off, went to Europe, did some. I was very lucky to get that in. Did some traveling, and then the following year, 2018, it was. I actually started uni in Albury. I feel like this is a past life. Like I can't believe it just feel like yonks ago. I started there doing occupational therapy. I was a bit lost, to be honest. I thought like I love helping people, and I thought like that would be bit up my alley, which still like the whole concept of it was, but I started it and I'm like, oh, just not really for me. Very science based, which I didn't expect. Me and science aren't a great mix. But I just realized that I wasn't really ready. I was jumping into something, so I just worked in Albury again. It took another year off. And then I moved to Melbourne in 2019. I went to Swinburne and I studied media and communications with like a major in advertising and like events managing. That's sort of more what I'm going to be doing. So it's a very broad course, which I'm very lucky for, because I feel like anything too fixed is just like they just lose me. Like I'm just like nah. So it's a very broad course. I will be done at the end of this year, so end of October if I pass. I keep telling everyone like I'm done, yeah, end of October. I'm like, Lucy, you got to pass. Like, don't get to it. But yeah, hopefully I pass, and then I'll probably look for a big girl job. I'm keen to probably maybe stick around in Melbourne. I'm still kind of figuring out. I just feel like I'm in a good spot, and I've met some good contacts and people, especially working at the cafe that I'm at. I've met a lot of locals, and they always are keen on like, what are you doing afterwards? Like when you finish studying, like there's this and there's this. So I feel like, yeah, I've put in the groundwork there. It might be a bit too soon to leave. But yeah, I'm keen to just stick it out. I'd love to go into something like sports advertising, because obviously the sporting culture is huge in Melbourne, or yeah, something like that. So I don't really have a set job, or like it's not something, but I'll just see where it goes. Really.
That's super
Nice,
cool.
Lou.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, Lou. Yeah, so I'm doing teaching at uni, so I was back at Xavier for a few weeks. Man, that was like 3 months ago now, which is crazy. That's gone so quick. But yeah, it was so nice to obviously be back there and see everyone, see all the teachers. That was such a good time. So yeah, I'm in my 4th year of a teaching degree. So straight after school, I had a gap year because I wanted to travel. So I saved up, just worked, saved. And then I ended up moving to Melbourne and I started a business course there. Didn't like that. So then my brother was living in Europe at the time. So I got out of that course and went over to Europe for a couple of months, went and hung out with him, travelled around a bit, and then, yeah, came back home and started studying teaching. So that was, 3.5 years ago now, which is crazy how quick it's gone. And then, yeah, I've been able to get in bit of travel since then, went back to Europe and then went to America again, which was cool. And then, yeah, I'm on doing placements now and finish May next year. So that's my last placement. So super keen to be done that. And then plans after uni, hopefully head away for a little bit. I'm hoping that things open up overseas. I'd love to go teach in London for a little bit and just sort of have access to the different things over there, which would be fun. And then, yeah, maybe even up the coast or back down to Melbourne, just depending if we're still not allowed to go overseas. I'll take off somewhere like that. But then, yeah, eventually I'll probably come back here when I'm a bit older and that family and stuff's all here and we're all pretty close. So, yeah, that's me. So almost a teacher. And, yeah, super keen to be done and get out there and get into it. And, yeah, if anyone, my class is 9-3, 10-4, and Mr. Neville's Year 11 modern class. This is hello, I miss you guys. But yeah, that's me, guys. That is me.
Awesome.
I feel like it's good to tell everyone that we both started a uni degree and we both hated it and we both quit. Like that is something we both got really stressed about. We're like, oh, should we just stick it out or this or that? I'm like, no, we don't like it. It's not for us. And now I forget that even happened. Like I thought it was such a waste of time, but I'm like,
yeah,
what? I still feel young. Like I can't believe we're so far out of school now. So yeah,
it's
nuts. Not go, guys.
Yeah, that is very true, Luke. And just like backing up what Lucy says, like there's obviously you haven't really tried anything whilst you're still in school, so you just got to like work it out and see what you like, and back to like your friends and that. Like I remember when me and Luce were both like, oh my god, we can't drop out of these courses, and we both did, and it ended up like so much better, and you're so much happier doing that. So you just got to make sure, like, not worry about what your friends, like everyone else, is doing. Just worry about what's best for you, and it'll work out in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Awesome.
that's awesome. You forgot to mention Clark won there, Scam, but I'll let that go.
True.
Were you Clark, Sam?
Yeah, I was in Clark, Luce, when I went back.
Clark was fine.
Yeah. So yeah, Miss Gleason looked after me far too well when I was back at Xavier.
Brett wouldn't have been happy.
Yeah, no, Brownie wasn't happy. But no, shout out to Paula as well. She was awesome. But yes, Clark won. I was a Clark Cougar for 6 weeks. But no, that was lots of fun. Lots of fun.
All right. Next question. We got what's one thing that you think everyone should experience at their time at Xavier?
Nice. Do you want me to go, Luke?
Yeah, you have a go. I'll have a think.
Yeah. We were super lucky, and it's obviously the landscape's a bit different now with like trips and camps and that, but I had some awesome like school camps, immersion, sporting trips. So like my advice to any kid, like if you were starting at Xavier in Year 7 next year, I'd just sign up for like as many, even if you're not any good, like sign up for as many sport teams, many camps, Vinnies, all that stuff. Just try and obviously like it's such a good experience, and it's just a good on your resume and that sort of thing as well. So we had some fun, like me and Lou did Year 11, we went to Moree for immersion. That was fun. That was pretty funny.
For immersion, but you can't say that, like, not everyone can go. So
yeah, so that's a bit hard. And then, yeah, just sports teams and that. Like, we were super lucky. I remember when we were in Year 8, Mr. Sanson will remember this pretty well. Like, we won the state carnival and got to go up to Brisbane for like a week. It was just like a week up there with all your mates, that sort of thing. Like, that was super fun. So, yeah, my advice would just get involved basically in as much as you can, and school is a lot of fun. Like once you sort of jump out and you go, oh, I miss seeing my mates and having all those different things that you can do. So yeah, just soak up every bit of it because it goes quick. Like Year 7, like you guys were in Year you guys were in Year 7 when we were in Year 12. So like that goes so fast. Yeah, which is nuts. So. Yeah.
Talking to you guys, we all are the same age.
Yeah, it's so true. And even like back when I was back there, it was like teaching or being with these guys, like you feel the same age. I'm like, what? These guys are in Year 7 when we were here. Like, it's just
how have you been out of school for so long?
Yeah, crazy.
I agree with you, Scam. Like, you don't realise until you leave how much opportunities Xavier gives you. Like I said before, it's not all just about education. This is like they really do have something for every different type of group's interests. Like, yeah, sporting and art and music and like, yeah, the camps and stuff. So there really is something for everyone. So fully just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Create everything.
Yeah. Here's a special question for you. Who was your favourite teacher at Xavier and why?
Oh no, we're gonna get in straight here.
Or favourites, but we can have more than one if you don't want to. Just,
you go first, Lou.
Oh, I think it'd be pretty rough if I didn't say Mr. Smith. So a funny story behind this actually. Is he still there?
No, he's gone.
No.
Oh, okay, probably I should. But, so Mr. Smith was my house coordinator, and my first day of Xavier, when I was obviously in Year 7, he was his first day of teaching and first day of being a house coordinator. And he said, oh, what house are you in? You're my first class, like period 1 of both of our first days. I'm like, oh, Clark. And he's like, who else is in Clark? No one in my class was in Clark. And he's like, no, we're going to get along really well. And he's like, you're my favourite kid. I'm never going to forget this moment, first class. And then we went right through together. He's like, you're going to be school captain. I'm going to make you be school captain when you're in Year 12. I'm like, no, you're not. That's not going to happen. And we went like all through school and Year 12, like or Year 11 when we were going to apply, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. Like, I don't know. What do you reckon? And he's like, if you don't do it, I'll be offended. Like, if anything, you just got to do it for me. Like, we've said this for like 4 years now, 5 years now. And I did it. I got it, and my last day of year 12 was his last day as well.
Aww.
So we're like, that is so weird. Like, both our first days at the school. And I feel like your house coordinator, like, he just knew, like, you just go to them for everything. Like, even if it's out of school stuff, like, I don't know, we formed a really tight bond. Like, and we always I was so, like, passionate about Clark. Like, I was always getting around all the homerooms and, like, I don't know, just all for it, and so was he. So we'd always just like be chatting about ideas, what we did, and I don't know, it was a real good relationship I had with him. So
Yep.
But yeah, there was plenty. Oh gosh, Miss Morton was great. Like, she was awesome I had her for religion too, which I was really interested in because it was really like heavy subject that I didn't think that I could really hack. But she's like, yes, you can. Like, it just made it just really gave me confidence. She did. You go, Scam. I'm rambling on. I could literally talk about it.
Yeah, I had a few. I was lucky. I got along with lots of them. Brownie was my homeroom teacher the whole way through, so we were obviously really, really good mates. I love that man so much. He's just the happiest bloke. So yeah, me and my mate Fraze, we went the whole way through, like, with Brownie. And it was just a hoot of a time. Mr. West, Aaron West, he's not there anymore, but yeah, we were always really tight. He started in the homeroom next door, and I've kind of known Westy for a long time outside of school anyway, so we were always really good mates. So yeah, Westy and Brownie, like, they were sort of my go-tos when I was at school, but yeah, got along really well with everyone, I guess. Miss Muir as well, she was Miss Bowen when I was there, but we were always really good mates. Yeah, when I was back on placement, I always just like sneak into her class and hang out with her. She's really cool. She's a Clark Cougar too. She's coordinator. But yeah, she's cool as. So yeah, but yeah, definitely the great Edmund Brown. He the homeroom that prays together stays together is what he used to say. So that was our motto. But yeah, I was very lucky. Xavier's got some really, really cool teachers, so we were definitely very lucky.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome.
What about Miss Willis on the Chase?
What'd you say?
You seen Miss Willis on the Chase, Scam?
Oh, yeah, that was so funny. That was awesome.
Home, I was like, oh my god, Scam!
Yeah, that was amazing. She actually went well too.
That was so good. I loved it. Especially being in Melbourne, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that's so funny.
So I think one of our final questions, I'm not sure how much time we got left, but obviously you guys made a lot of like long-lasting friendships while you're at school. How important is it to stay in contact with them and like keep up to date of where they're at and keep in touch? And can you kind of talk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go, Lou, or do you want me to go?
You go.
Yeah. 100%. Like, some of my best mates still now, like, I went through school with, like, and I'd speak to them, like, on a weekly basis. I've probably got 3 or 4 mates who I'd speak to, like, each week, and we've been out 5 years now. So like, me and Luce are obviously in contact a fair bit, and then a couple other mates where speak flat out, which is awesome. And I've got another group of mates who I sort of came the whole way through with, from like kinder at St. Pat's all the way through to year 12 at Xavier. So they were pretty notorious when we were at school, like, but it was such a good time. But they're all really really good dudes. So still keep in contact with them a fair bit. Good to see them. They're kicking goals as well. Sprowley, he's out playing at the Giants. He played in the final the other week. He's going really well, and all the other boys are going really well as well. So it's been awesome to follow how they're all going. And that's just the nice thing. Like, once you finish school, you just like seeing your friends do well and find things they're interested in. And it's always so nice, like, when you all get back together and you just catch up on life, really, because you're so used to, like, through school, you're with each other every day at lunch, and you just know what everyone's doing. But when you sort of don't see someone for 2 years and then you catch up, it's just awesome. So, definitely, like, I was super lucky. Some of my best mates I'm still in contact with. It's super important. That's sort of one of the things you realize. Like, there's obviously the academics, having friends, like, making lasting. And even though, like, I still, like, Brownie will flick me the odd text, and I'm still in contact with Westy, and, like, if you ever need anything, they're always there, which is nice. And I think Xavier, like Luce was saying earlier, does that really, really well, just building that environment where people are interested in what's going on in each other's lives and look out for each other. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you realise at the time how special and real those friendships are at the time. Like, even I noticed that moving to Melbourne, the people that I don't necessarily never really hung out with at Xavier, they just reach out and be like, hey, Luce, heard you're in Melbourne. Like, if you want to have dinner or whatever one night, like, how's it going? You coping all right? Or, like, I wanted to spread my wings a bit. I knew a fair few people from Albury that came to Melbourne, but on my first year, I was like, nah, I'll spread my wings, live on campus, meet some new mates and whatever. And now I'm in an apartment just with the Xavier girl, my friend Katie, who I didn't even necessarily hang out with that much at school. And something hits different about those mates that you grow up with. You can't really pinpoint it, but it's just, you just feel like they know you more than you think, you know what I mean? Like, It's just a comforting feeling. Like, any time I catch up with someone from Albury here, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it just feels nice. Like, so yeah, I don't think you realise at the time how, like, strong your friendships really are.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yes, I agree. Now, before we say goodbye, just one quick message to both staff and students at Xavier.
Nice. You go, Lou.
I go, keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up. The students, it's not the end of the world. Just enjoy it. Make good relationships with everyone. You'll never forget the people you graduate with or the teachers that got you there. So just stay in high spirits, really. There's plenty going on in the world. Like, you don't want to let, like, something like education get you really stressed or down or whatever. Just have fun and give it your all. And, yeah, teachers, keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome. I miss it.
Nice. So, yeah, similar to Luce, just have a good time. Like, it's obviously difficult at the moment. Everyone's away from school, but I think, like, these times where things are locked down and that, you actually do, like, appreciate what you have and the people, the friendships you get to make. You get to see your mates every day. And, yeah, once you finish school, like, you just don't get to do that all the time. You get to see them occasionally, but not every day. So, like, it's a really special time and some of your best memories will come from school. So enjoy it. Be nice to your teachers. That's the teacher in me saying that. But these teachers are there, like, to look after you, and you might feel like they're on your back a bit at work and that, but they genuinely do care about you. So teachers, keep looking after those kids. There's some awesome kids at Xavier, and I was super happy to be able to come back and build some relationships with you guys. And yeah, Xavier's in really good shape, so it's really nice to see. And yeah, just keep having fun and enjoying life, really.
We'll keep repping the Year 12 jerseys.
Oh, how good.
People in Melbourne are probably like, what school does she go to?
Oh, it's funny.
Yes, well, that's awesome. That's actually all the questions we have for you guys today.
Oh, nice.
So thanks so much for jumping on.
Awesome. That was so much better than I thought it would have been. All legends.
He was there.
Oh,
that was awesome.
Well, all the best with everything, you two. Good luck. You're nearly done.
Yes, nearly done. You guys too. Good luck with year 12.
Yes. Thank you.
Be fine.
All right.
You'll smash it. All right, guys.
Great to talk to you.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Guys. Bye. See ya. Bye.